Right now at 6, protests continue after a fatal ICE shooting in Minnesota. The latest on the investigation.
And Adam Fravel's team argues for appeal of his murder conviction. The latest from the Minnesota Supreme Court.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. Tensions are high in Minneapolis after a woman was killed by an ICE officer Wednesday.
News 8 Now's Brooklyn Hine joins us from the newsroom with the latest. Brooklyn.
Federal and local officials are at odds over the circumstances surrounding Wednesday's fatal shooting.
We will continue to let the investigation unfold into the individual and continue to follow the procedures and policies that happen in these use of force cases. But let's remember the events that surrounded what happened yesterday on that tragic situation.
Today, Minnesota state investigators were notified by the FBI that they will no longer have access to case materials, scene evidence, or investigative interviews in the federal probe. The FBI will now lead the investigation solely without involvement from the state of Minnesota.
Not spoken to the president. I would ask him, first of all, the goal here is to make America safe, is what he said. There is no verifiable evidence that any of this is making America safer. Please, please, whatever it is, leave Minnesota alone.
Without state law enforcement involvement in the investigation, state prosecutors cannot file charges. This comes as anti-ICE protesters continue to gather throughout Minneapolis today and across the country. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has authorized the state's National Guard to help support local law enforcement in Minneapolis. Live in the newsroom, Brooklyn Hine, News 8 Now.
Thank you, Brooklyn. Congressman Derek Van Orden says his Eau Claire office was targeted after the shooting. In a social post, he said a car was vandalized and a person was pounding on the office doors trying to get inside. We requested the police report from Eau Claire PD to verify the claim. Police have denied the request because it's an active investigation.
And stay with News 8 Now on air and online for continuing coverage of the deadly ICE-involved shooting in Minneapolis.
The man convicted of murdering Madeline Kingsbury is appealing to the Minnesota Supreme Court. Adam Fravel's lawyer is asking for a new trial. News 8 Now's Grace Monk has the details from the Twin Cities.
It's now up to the Minnesota Supreme Court judges to decide what happens next. They'll do that by taking the information from Fravel's 2-week trial and today's arguments into consideration. Adam Fravel's attorney appealing his case before the Minnesota Supreme Court Thursday.
We are asking this court to grant Mr. Fravel a new trial. We are asking this court to vacate the top 3 counts.
In December 2024, Fravel was convicted on 2 counts of both first and second-degree murder for killing Madeline Kingsbury. Scanlon claims that the state failed to prove first-degree murder and second-degree with intent, arguing that the asphyxiation related to Kingsbury's death was consensual, making it an accident.
There was abuse in this relationship, but there was no sexual abuse.
But judges question that theory.
What can you point to that's in the record to support your theory?
I'm saying it's an inference. It's a reasonable inference to draw from the use of a towel as opposed to the use of a hand.
Scanlon also argued that the court made a mistake allowing expert testimony about sexual abuse and claiming jurors were instructed to find Fravel guilty. The prosecution's response that the trial was fair and the evidence for Fravel's conviction was overwhelming.
There is no basis in defendant's arguments in the case in law, in logic, and in fact. And we ask this court to affirm the convictions.
Fravel is currently serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole. That could change if the court grants him a new trial, but Kingsbury's family says they don't see that happening.
I did not harm Madeline. Yeah. It's the only thing he said on the record. So how much veracity can you put into this theory?
A La Crosse man is in custody after an accidental shooting. Anthony Stagman allegedly fell asleep with a firearm in his hand when it was discharged and hit his girlfriend. The victim sustained non-life-threatening injuries and drove herself to Amplify Health by Gunderson. On the way there, Stagman allegedly jumped out of the vehicle. Fearing Stagman would show up, Hospital staff temporarily locked down the facility. He's held on a $7,500 cash bond.
The owner of Nutbush City Limits in Onalaska is accused of hiding a camera in a woman's bedroom. Fargo Hillman allegedly installed it secretly in a 22-year-old's closet. Police say it was hidden with a towel with tape covering the recording light. In court, Hillman has entered not guilty pleas. He is out on a $500 signature bond.
A News 8 follow-up. The Waukesha man accused of killing his parents to fund an assassination attempt on President Trump is entering a plea deal. Nikita Kasap pled guilty to 2 counts of first-degree homicide. The remaining 7 charges are dismissed. Kasap allegedly fled the country in his stepfather's SUV with cash, jewelry, and passports. His trial is set to begin March 2nd.
La Crosse's Common Council is currently in a meeting voting on 2 proposals. The first is a downtown construction project impacting 3rd and 4th Streets. Right now there's 2 options from DOT. One is to widen the sidewalks by narrowing parking, and the second to add protected bike lanes. Now, the second topic is community fridges. They could be placed on private property and help those in need.
The council is also voting on discontinuing prayer before meetings.
News 8 Now's Jadius McGee is live tonight with those details. Jadius.
A lot of attention at City Hall tonight. Now, this issue has been dates back to more than a decade. In 2009, the council chose to keep invocations after concerns were raised from the Freedom from Religion Foundation. Now, the new resolution will remove invocation procedures altogether. A protest in favor of keeping the prayers took place outside of City Hall ahead of the meeting.
We want to show our strong support for prayer for our nation and for our city and our strong, rich history over here. And we want to endure the rain and endure the weather out here to be able to show our support for it.
Protesters say they hope by coming out they can make a difference in the final vote. Now, that meeting did just start not too long ago, and we will go back in there and bring you coverage later tonight at 10. Reporting in La Crosse, Jadius McGee, News 8 Now.
Thank you, Jadius.
See, it's definitely a very wet evening. We have some moderate to heavy rainfall across the area. Some impressive totals will be coming too. Not something you'd want to see this time of year with frozen ground or even snowpack, but we do have it. Otherwise, we're going to be above freezing. You can see all locations now are receiving rainfall. As you look at the bigger picture, you start seeing a little bit of a break there south of Prairie du Chien. It's kind of a dry air that's going to push up and kind of cut off the precipitation south of the area. But this band continues to push up. We do have some yellows in there indicating some moderate rainfall. Right now, no snow yet on the backside of the system. That will be coming already over an inch at Prairie du Chien in about 8 hours or so. So pretty impressive. An inch almost at Bosquebel. We're getting up to 1/4 to 3/10 already up here. As you go further north, Eau Claire and those areas have just started seeing some precipitation. So give you an idea of what's yet to come further north. Overall, up to Claire, we do have some light precipitation. Overall, all this is light, so traveling wise, it's not too much of a problem. Further south, it is a lot of rainfall. But notice that dry air beginning to push towards Prairie du Chien and Bosquebel area. That means we might see a little break in precipitation there. But otherwise, it's very wet across all the area. So later on, we'll kind of break down how much additional rain that we will see, how much snow is possible. And we do have some colder conditions potentially on the weekend ahead, too. We'll break all that down a bit later.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Well, the push is on to bring driverless cars to Wisconsin. A few Republican lawmakers are floating a new bill. It would create a safety board to oversee autonomous vehicles. And under the bill, anyone seeking to operate a driverless car would have to obtain a permit from the board.
A new store opening up today in La Crosse. Priya's Spice Bazaar held its ribbon cutting this afternoon in a refurbished railroad building near Amplify Health by Gunderson. The store operates daily from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Still to come tonight, the Senate pushing to restrict further action in Venezuela, how the president is responding.
And tax return season is near. This year's changes to keep in mind.
Tomorrow on News 8 Now this morning, our new bike lanes coming to La Crosse. Hear how Common Council votes tonight, plus the hottest AI items on the way to store shelves, and artists tracking some icy conditions.
La Crosse Fireplace Company has been helping families build a warm and cozy gathering area in their homes for over 25 years. With their huge selection of Heat and Glow fireplaces, you're sure to find the option and style to perfectly fit your home. And we couldn't do this without our dedicated employees. Whether it's a remodel or new construction, La Crosse Fireplace Company is devoted to making your experience wonderful from beginning to end. Heat and Glow from La Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is by the fire.
The most important value of our law firm is our commitment to our clients.
Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben had a game plan from the start.
They answered all my questions in plain English. They made complicated law very easy to understand.
They were responsive. They called me back right away.
I would highly recommend Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben.
I would recommend Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben to anybody.
Absolutely recommend them.
Call Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben or go to schwebel.com for a free consultation.
It's the January clearance event at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. It's where you'll find incredible savings on closeouts, floor samples, and overstocks. Sofas from Flexsteel and Smith Brothers, casual dining from John Thomas and Cannondale, bedrooms by Canal Dover and Daniels Amish, and the area's best selection of quality leather from Stressless and Lazy Boy. It's all in stock, ready for immediate delivery, and all at real savings. Hurry in for the best selection during the January clearance. It's on now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
The IRS will start accepting tax returns January 26th, and some changes to tax code could mean more money in your returns. In 2025, standard reductions are higher, as well as state and local tax reductions. Filing season ends April 15th.
The House of Representatives passing a 3-year extension of the Affordable Care Act. 17 Republicans joined Democratic members, including Derek Van Orden. The bill now heads to the Senate, where lawmakers say it's unlikely to pass, but a deal is in the works to address the subsidies.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services will not recommend changes to children's vaccination schedules, going against the Trump administration's move to cut recommended shots from 17 to 11.
We update recommendations when new high-quality evidence shows that a change would improve safety or effectiveness. We've not seen any new evidence that would justify changing longstanding recommendations that have successfully protected children in the United States for decades.
The CDC's new guidelines say vaccines for hepatitis A, meningitis, and the flu should only be given to high-risk children. A warning for users of those GLP-1 weight loss drugs. A new study says users regain the weight 4 times faster than people on traditional weight loss programs, and the weight returned to pre-treatment levels.
Many people who take these medications view it as a silver bullet and are not making those other changes. It should be seen as a way to jumpstart your weight loss while you're still making those other behavioral changes.
The study found people regained about a pound per month on average after discontinuing the drugs.
The U.S. Senate advancing a big measure today. It's to block further military action in Venezuela without congressional approval. 5 Republicans joined Democrats in the 52-47 vote. President Trump says he will veto the measure if it reaches his desk.
A new report shows the U.S. October trade deficit was the lowest since 2009. The Commerce Department says it was about $29 billion, roughly half what economists expected. That's according to a consensus estimate from FactSet. Experts say the low deficit could boost the fourth quarter GDP. We will have more news ahead.
But first.
Yeah, a lot of water this evening, too, which could turn into a little bit of slushy snow overnight. Then we got more snow potentially, too, for Saturday, along with some colder temperatures. We'll break all that down coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
To everyone who enjoys a feel-good meal, we're crafting one for you, Wisconsin style.
We're talking handcrafted, cooked to order,
scoop to perfection goodness.
More like greatness.
A snuggle up in the booth, share a bite kind of meal.
A fill you up, heart and soul kind of meal.
Come treat someone you love to a meal they're sure to love.
One always served with a smile.
That comes from the heart.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
Out with the olds and in with the new at Wesco in Sparta. Grab amazing deals with discounts up to 50% off. Floor models, overstacks, and slightly blemished items must go. So incredible, even I can't believe the savings. Our team is ready to help you find the perfect piece for your home. Hurry, these deals won't last long. Head to Wesco in Sparta. Your home, your style, your savings, your Wesco. And remember to tell them Peyton sent you.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
Our hearing connects us with people, and when that bridge is broken, our job is to help people with that hearing loss and reconnect them back with their lives again. We really feel that better hearing is a better life. Happy holidays from Better Hearing Center.
Update your home for the new year with help from Menards. When you're looking for new appliances, Menards is the place to shop. You'll find a great selection, the best prices, and great brands that are ready to take home today. Whether it's for a laundry room or kitchen, big or small, you'll be sure to find an appliance that fits your lifestyle. Save over $400 on this Whirlpool refrigerator, or save over $130 on this 5-cycle dishwasher.
Save big money at Menards.
We got a lot of rain out there falling too on frozen grounds, which does lead to a lot of runoff. Now with a snowpack, that's a little bit other concern too. Typically snow can actually absorb a lot of moisture like a sponge. Now with the rain, it kind of increases the heat of that snowpack, and once that snowpack gets to a certain temperature and water, then it starts to melt. So the good news is we don't have much of a snowpack, at least over our area, but we still got frozen ground, and it's coming at a high rate too. So we could still see some minor flooding issues. The better, or higher threat I should say, is kind of to the east. Juneau, Adams County included on that. Given they're going to see higher amounts of precipitation over there too, they could approach that 1.5-inch mark too. So still something to be concerned of if you are living near small creeks and small rivers. They can actually start jumping. Right now, the only one across the area that has a forecast point and an observation point on it that is going to reach at least into action stage is the Kickapoo. Two areas, Reedstown, Gaze, Mills, Steuben, and Lafarge, they don't have forecast points on it. That's why there's no data. But they should start rising, and they have a potential to get into action, and quite a bit of a jump, too. Black River, that's pretty much well down. It will rise, and there's some other ones, La Crosse. Minor ones just to keep tabs on if you live near them. Once again, it's a lot of rainfall right now. You can see that really area is basically just north of Prairie du Chien up to Winona. This is where the moderate rainfall is falling, potentially heavy. There's a little bit of a drier area further south that may get up into some of the areas like in Crawford County, Richland County, to kind of cut off the precipitation for a little bit. Further north, it's still light precipitation, and there is no snow yet reported. Ladysmith still hovering around 33 with mist, so they'll see a little bit of rain, but potentially then turn to snow. So overall, a lot of rain out there going on. If you look at my hoops, I just kind of skipped right over that. Let me go back there. There you go, a lot. Already 1 inch and 14/10 at Prairie du Chien. You can see quite a bit of rain that is coming. Now, as we look at the pattern, the good news for Prairie du Chien is, once again, they are going to get drier here and probably do occasional light rain. As this band now shifts further to the northeast, Eau Claire, you'll get into a little bit of moderate rain here for a brief moment. But then as we get past about 8:30, it's more just going to be light rain. And then the question is, how fast does it turn to snow? And that's the big question mark. Right now, if you're just southeast Minnesota, it'll probably happen about 10 p.m. Eau Claire to Rusk County, potentially 10 to 11. And then as we get further south, it's more after about midnight. As you see, the snow doesn't last too long, so the amounts will probably keep kept to a minimum. Now, there's still a little bit of change in how much that will turn, but the good news is even if we do get snow, the temperatures in the morning are near freezing or above, so roads will be primarily wet, if nothing else. We will have some sun tomorrow. That's the good news. It is fairly quiet as we look out, so that's good news on that. This is the rain yet to come. As you note, not too much going to fall for Prairie du Chien. They're kind of almost to the tail end of it, but right here in the middle, you're looking at 3/4 to another inch, so it's definitely going to rain pretty hard. Snow amounts, a little bit more question. This is the lighter end of it, where we will carry a little bit less than an inch. If that changeover of snow occurs a little bit faster than what's predicted right now, keep an eye on southeast Minnesota too. That could be 2 to 3 or a little bit more inches of snow too if it turns a little bit faster. So we'll see. But once again, temperatures will be near freezing, so roads won't be an issue. That event for Saturday, late Friday night into Saturday, is not looking that impressive. Most of the snow will be kind of light. We're not expecting significant amounts. It will get colder for the weekend, but nothing more than what we should be for this time of year. And then next week, we're back to the 40s. And with a chance of some more precipitation midweek before we kind of get back down to average temperatures once again. So, yeah, definitely make sure the drains are clear today and everything's flowing nice, because then the sub pumps are running, because there's a lot of water out there right now.
Oh, yes. Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, back as a Brewer, we'll tell you which players avoided arbitration with Milwaukee. Plus, we are getting closer. Maybe the game of NFL Wildcard Weekend is almost here. We'll hear from QB1 of the Green and Gold. Jacob is next.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
Ring in the savings at Ashley's New Year's sale. For a limited time, shop Hot Buy starting at just $2.99 and pay no interest for 5 years when you shop in store. Shop the season's must-have looks today. Only at Ashley.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now I have Rinvoq, a once daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin. Plus, many had clearer skin and less itch, even at 4 years.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
I do like knowing the person that's sitting across from my desk. I've formed a lot of relationships over the years based on trust. When I see the look on a member's face when I say, yes, this loan is good, you're good to go, it makes me happy. To me, being the team you can trust is honesty. When you do a loan with me at Firefighters Credit Union, like everything we do, it's not about the car, it's about you.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
It's Ashley's New Year's sale. For a limited time, save up to 40% on select New Year's styles. Plus, you can pay over time with no interest for 5 years when you shop in store. Shop the season's must-have looks today, only at Ashley.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, we are just under 48 hours away from the oldest rivalry in the NFL being renewed, but this time seasons are on the line in the Windy City. The last time these two storied franchises clashed in the playoffs was 2010-2011 when Green Bay left Chicago with a 21-14 victory, and the Packers would go on to win the Super Bowl. But that is the past. On Saturday, we could get some considerable wind gusts with a chance of some snow flurries, so weather could impact the game. And one area to keep your eye on, the turnover battle. And Jordan Love says limiting giveaways starts with him.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just got to understand, as a player, as a quarterback, that you got to find ways to not make mistakes, and those are going to be the plays that are going to kind of haunt you all offseason. If you go in there and make mistakes, have turnovers, and things that'll end up losing you the game. So you got to find ways to just go out there, play your best ball, execute, and not have any, plays that are like, man, I wish I could have got that back. Ain't no wish you could have got it back. We got to go find ways to make them.
The Bears have the best turnover differential in all of football, but they're just 2-6 when they don't turn over an opponent 2 or more times. And remember to stay with News 8 for coverage from Chicago beginning tomorrow. Our own Kate Overton will be live starting at 5 o'clock, and then Saturday prior to the game we'll check in with him as well. In some Brewers news, the team coming to agreements with 5 players to avoid arbitration today. Trevor McGill, Bryce Terang, Andrew Vaughn, Garrett Mitchell, and Angel Zerpa have all agreed to 1-year deals. The one player they didn't lock up for another season, William Contreras. So that means the two sides will likely head to an arbitration hearing unless the Brewers catcher gets an extension. And this quote has been circling around social media today from Giannis after he spoke with senior NBA writer for The Athletic, Sam Amick. Quote, "There will never be a chance and there will never be a moment that I will come out and say I want a trade. That's not in my nature. I'm not going anywhere. I'm invested in this team." End quote. Later in the interview, he went on today to say that his plan is to be in Milwaukee for the rest of his career.
Fantastic.
So it's good news to hear that. Certainly plans can change, but it's refreshing because he hasn't said too much on the whole situation leading up to this.
No, I think he's getting a little weary about getting asked the question so many times, because national media would love to see Giannis in a bigger market for the sake of the NBA, but Bucks fans would very much like Giannis to stay.
Please stay. Yeah, he watches the show, we know that. So Giannis, if you're watching again, please stay.
Thanks, Jacob.
All right, we've got another look at your forecast right after this.
Support local businesses by shopping at the Gourmet Candy Outlet in Jackson Plaza. Make every celebration deliciously unforgettable with fresh roasted nuts, fudge, and European chocolates. Or create your own gift box of assorted confections. Shop local, shop Jackson Plaza.
Hi, Laura. New headphones?
Yeah, it's the snoring. I can't sleep.
Ah, I've got a solution for that. Meet me at Slumberland. I see you found the Tempur Ergo Smart Base. It provides a holistic sleep experience and snore response technology. It adjusts as soon as snoring is detected.
It works.
What?
You were talking in your sleep and said you're gonna buy me this smart base.
Yeah, I did. Stop stressing, start sleeping with Slumberland's 365-night sleep guarantee.
This right here is what the experts call a problem.
Today I'm lifting some sunken concrete.
So again, this is simply forming a new layer between the soil and the concrete, and it's expanding as we speak.
That's right.
That's moving.
It's moving.
Son of a gun. Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection. It's weirdly satisfying.
Isn't it?
Support local businesses by shopping at the Gourmet Candy Outlet in Jackson Plaza. Make every celebration deliciously unforgettable with fresh roasted nuts, fudge, and European chocolates. Or create your own gift box of assorted confections. Shop local, shop Jackson Plaza.
Or we still could see some minor flooding this evening just because of the 1 to 1.5 inches of water that we do get. Now, rain does turn to snow tonight. Some inches of accumulation are possible, especially I would say southeast Minnesota is the area to watch. But roads should be fine going into Friday, given that the temperatures should be above freezing or near freezing for the morning commutes. No issues there. Quiet Friday, but we do have a little bit more snow on the way for Saturday. The good news is it's not expected to be anything significant, but those colder temperatures are kind of where we should be for this time of year, Saturday and Sunday. And then we get back to the 40s next week. So a little bit of a drop in temps, but nothing unusual for January.
Nothing we can't handle.
No, not even close.
All right, thanks for joining us at 6.
We'll see you at 10.